Hey everyone, welcome back. It's time to check out Chapter 4. And in particular, I just moved. I live in a new room for the first time in like 7 years. I lived in the previous place since 2018. Sorry if there are any audio problems in this chapter. One, I'm just in the process of like setting the room up. I basically just filled it with as much furniture and packed boxes and foam, anything else I could do to try to destroy the very loud echo, including getting a rug and whatnot. But I haven't like finished setting the room up, as in like ordering stuff to like, you know, put up on the walls, to like soundproof it as best as I can to make it a recording studio. But if I did that, it would be weeks before I could record again, and I gotta keep busy. So I'm doing some DIY work in progress stuff right now. In particular, though, one of my concerns is that the air conditioning vent is on the ceiling in this room, and I'm worried about the air blowing on the microphone and stuff. It's California in summer right now, so the air conditioning comes on a lot because it's really, really hot here all the time. So that's going to be a concern. But I've gotten a little plastic shield to put over the air conditioning vent to point the air in a different direction away from my recording setup, so it goes around the room more indirectly. But it's the morning now, and it hasn't been hot yet, so it hasn't been tested. So one, I might just hang out and record and play for a while. Then when I notice the air conditioning comes on, I might find a save point, stop, and then go test audio and see how it's doing with the air conditioning on whenever that happens. But also, it might go catastrophically wrong, and that the air conditioning might turn on, and for all I know, like the thing I've put up there won't stay attached when it is hit by full airflow of the air conditioner. So it might fall from the ceiling in the middle of my recording. So that's a fun risk in the middle of my Let's Play. Just a huge jump scare as a plastic shielding falls 6 feet down onto my desk, because it is directly above me. Not above my head, but above my everything. So that's been a fun thing. Moving is wild. I'll probably make a video on the third channel about it, where I just talk about it, because there's stuff to unpack about just like how weird of a process is to move, and also doing being self-employed in the process and so on. But let's go ahead and actually start chapter 4. It's weird being able to go right back in for another chapter, by the way. Like we just beat one, and there's another one? What do you mean? Like, after waiting years for more Deltarune, beating a Deltarune chapter, only doing... What the... That's a different style title screen. So things have expanded a bit. Undyne was captured. Hopefully that save is the correct save. That it's hard to tell which one is which. Hopefully that's the save that has credit for beating the boss and everything. Honestly, the save system in this game is very arcane, with all the different it going chapter to chapter and not just being a continuous. The game does treat each individual chapter almost like it's its own separate video game, like capsuled off, and then you have to, so it's, you always feel like you're transferring your save from game to game, like between Mass Effect sequels, basically, even though they're all in one purchase. It's interesting. But yeah, Undyne was captured. The shelter has been opened, so something is going on inside that place. I believe chapter 2, we know that Kris opens the wells sometimes, so Kris is kind of the villain on some level. At this point, it seems pretty consistent that like Susie's functionally the protagonist of the series, both morally and like as far as like character development wise and screen time and having agency and personality and all that. Well, Kris is the audience surrogate, which they're going to do something with, I'm sure. But we've also, for the first time, seemingly killed the villain of the chapter. Because I think the other one... Well, actually, I don't remember what happened to King. Did King die? I think Queen's... You know what? This is not make definite claims about chapter to chapter because this game's taking so long to come out that it's really hard to remember every single detail. But in particular, we sort of redeemed the TV guy, Tenna, on some level, and had him kind of turn around and willingly give up on everything, only to have him be immediately murdered by what seems like might be the game's main villain for all 7 chapters, the Roaring Knight, which makes sense because when all of the wells open, that's called the Roaring. So like and also they're just they're a completely different level of villainy compared to the other characters in design. Like the other characters are relatively goofy, silly little guys in a way that we're familiar with from Undertale. People that seem like they might have their own whole like personality and vibe outside of this, like Undyne and Papyrus and so on, and might be kind of chill in a different context, but are kind of corrupted or kind of losing their mind, and it's been more the thing in this game is like they're kind of like they feel like they're often like pushed to the edge and a bit like manic or desperate in some way and grasping at something, and so they've put themselves in our way essentially. But you get the sense that it's like maybe we could fix them in some of these cases. And in this case, we kind of fixed Tenna and he got fucking eviscerated. Whoops. The night. The Roaring Knight. The one who's making the dark. The one who's trying to destroy the world. The one who made all this text off-center. That's our enemy. This is Susie talking, actually. Up until today, it felt kind of like, no matter how serious our adventures got, they were just part of another world. God, seeing moments like this, I'm like, Undertale definitely inspired my visual novel on some levels a bit with some of the presentational stuff where I wanted to break format. But now, someone's taken Undyne into the shelter. The real shelter. Kris, we have to do something before she's... There's no point talking about it. Kris, hurry up and seal the fountain. It's time to wake up. Kris, are you listening? It's time to... Oh. Wake up! I mean, it's slightly harder to follow by the time gaps, not jumps, the time gaps between episode releases, but it is interesting that like they did exactly enough table setting and pattern that they did just enough intro to establish a pattern. They did 2 chapters that had a very specific format of be at school, encounter real life conflict in some way, first with Susie and then with Birdley, basically. Be surrounded by inanimate objects, go into a dark room, go into a magical isekai fantasy version of place, and then resolve on some level your real life conflicts via the fantasy thing. Like they were doing the isekai trope of that specific format, because there's a lot of isekai, obviously. They were doing that specific form of that story very straightforwardly. But that's not seemingly what the game is about. So they were essentially setting up that status quo so they could then break it. And they were efficient about it. There's only 7 chapters, and they did it exactly twice to make that feel like that's the structure the game goes by. And then they immediately went away from that. They start playing with like, oh yeah, Kris is the villain actually, or the one actually doing the thing at the very least. And we're breaking from the format of like, the last episode didn't have an introduction or an outro functionally. In chapter 3, we do not enter the dark world and we do not close a well, which are the two things that bookended the first 2 chapters. We started out already in the dark world, and we also end on a failure, like Empire Strikes Back, Last Jedi, like middle of a trilogy style failure, which is very different. So the format's kind of all over the place, and that's interesting. So they're breaking from that, like, because a worry about there being a 7-chapter thing would be that every chapter would follow the same format, and that would become repetitive. But instead, they did the bare minimum number of repetitions, 1, to set up the idea of there being a pattern, to immediately then start playing with that on a different level and start saying different things with it and so on. Also, they're hitting us with Tenna. There's immediately this banged up old TV, and it has antennas, and one of the antennas is damaged and has been taped back together, and it's like, oh, look at this sad old TV that has history in the family and all that. He's dead. Having the episode basically open on the character that just died, but subtly, is also a wild little moment. Wake up! It's me, the character you killed in Undertale and got locked into the neutral route and had to go back into the pacifist route afterwards. And the only change is that you just didn't kill me the second time. I'm a tutorial, but maybe not that good of a tutorial. Good morning, sleepyhead. Breakfast is waiting. Undertale and Deltarune is fascinating because it's always in conversation with its own format and its own genre. And it's a lot of fun to unpack. And one of my favorite goofy ass dumb details I've noticed is that Toriel is named Toriel because it sounds like tutorial. In fact, she's probably named Toriel, not Toriel. Toriel, because it's the second half, the latter part of tutorial. So her name's Toriel because she's the tutorial. But at the same time, this is a series about fandom. Undertale and Deltarune are really in conversation with the idea of fandom. They were, in ways, spin-off fandom creations from both Homestuck and EarthBound, 2 things I can't really talk about because I haven't done either of them. But I just know that background exists. And so Toby Fox is really interested in that kind of topic and works that into things without it being explicitly like the topic. It's instead like the subtext, or it's like the metatext on some level. So we have Asgore is the dad and Toriel is the mom, and they're divorced, which is already a thing to work in there. But they have a shipping name essentially, because fandoms, when they ship characters, they then often give those characters children, and those children are often bizarrely just almost like a shipping name essentially of the characters. Like, they will mash 2 characters' names together for the ship name, like John Locke for John Watson and Sherlock from Sherlock. But when they give them kids, especially, and this happens too with 2 male characters, they'll just magically give them a kid. They'll often give them this Kingdom Hearts ass, like 2 names merged together name. So Asgore and Toriel's child is named Asriel, which is just Asgore and Toriel's names mashed together. They named their own child the way that shippers name both ships and the children of ships at times and whatnot, which is very funny, but also means that the final boss of Undertale in certain routes is named after the tutorial, and he plays the theme song of the game reorchestrated. Like, people always like, oh, when the theme is redone and so on, but it's like, and you get the chills. The character's named after the beginning of the game. I don't know if people notice that, like, actually comment on that often. They're all like, oh, it's the music from earlier. Like, the character's named after the first thing that happened in the game. You want to talk about the games that refer to, that like come all the way back around and refer back to how they started and all this other stuff, like, and being in cycles and having callbacks, blah 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 blah. His name! It's right in his name! It's just really funny to me. Kris, hurry up or someone else will eat it. The exact level of surfer bro or what vibe I have on Susie just wanders constantly. Being kind of a bully, kind of a surfer bro, kind of like just a variety of brutish and dumbassy kind of voices, but not a very practiced, consistent one apparently. Oh, Kris, you were sleeping like a puppy. Did you rest well? Come to think of it, I had some very strange dreams. Oh, thank goodness the whole game so far was a dream. Oh, well, no more TV just before bed. It fucks me up. Her sprite in the top left looked normal, but her sprite that she walks around as really trips me up. Because that little U shape on her nose, that reads as being her nose to me. And I'm an expert on the subject as a furry, so that's definitely her nose, right? She talks with it. That's her mouth. I don't like that. She should not, her mouth should be below that part. That part should not be her mouth. Kris, how the hell did you sleep through breakfast like this? Butterscotch pancakes? Infinite omelets? There's not infinite omelets, there's 18 eggs at most. Unless she really stocks up. Living like this has gotta be a sin. Oh, sinning! That reminds me. Susie, how would you like to go to service with us today? She looks away. Sure. Oh, wonderful. Just let me find some clothes for you. Peachy. That's a fake smile, isn't it? She's like, oh god, I gotta get out of here. The hell? We have to go to church? Damn it, I knew these pancakes were a trap. Well, time for me to get the hell out. Kris, wait a sec. You remember last night, right? Undine. That place she was taken to. The shelter. Okay, so we're acknowledging that. Because yeah, she thinks everything was a dream because she just woke up back in the house and doesn't know what's happening. I wasn't sure where in the timeline we were. I thought we might be flashing back to an earlier time before everything was going wrong, but we really did just go back home and hang out and sleep on the couch and eat pancakes. Amusingly, we slept on the specifically on the chair because the couch isn't in the perspective of the shot, so we can't interact with it half the time. It's like close to the church, right? It's probably a long shot, but maybe someone around there knows how to get in? I mean, if we don't hurry and save her, then... Susie, Kris, come and try on your clothes. Just a sec. Gotta do this undercover. We couldn't just walk to the church. Here, try these on. Kris looks exactly the same. Kris just has a button-up sort of thing down the front. Susie's unrecognizable. Sorry, Susie. All that fits you is Asriel's old clothes. Oh, Kris. Does she not look perfect? Sorry this is happening. Shut up! This is your fault! Well, shall we all, walk over together? I am fascinated. To what extent is Deltarune gonna tackle religion? What form is this gonna take? It's such a grappling with a real life thing on a level that they've avoided for the last decade of this fandom, essentially. Because like Undertale, you don't see the human world at all. And Deltarune has just been like, oh yeah, people walk around and they have suburban houses, wow, and there's a school, and it's just like you don't have to think about it much. But now I'm like, what's the government like? Well, let's just get this over with. You didn't finish the pancakes. Wait for me, pancakes. I'll be back for you. Who just says, let's leave for church out of nowhere in the middle of pancakes? And I mean Toriel here. Like, what are you doing? This is also interesting because last episode also broke the format in that I think the first 2 chapters both let us wander around town for like an hour afterwards and talk to every single character. And that we also skipped that. It's hard to put into words, but for some reason, seeing Susie next to you, you felt like whatever you were, for just right now, it might be okay. Aw. The door is locked. You open the drawer that contains how to draw dragons. Whoa, what the heck is... You shut the drawer as fast as humanly possible. It's a cactus, it loves you, but mainly shows a sharp side. If only there was a word for that kind of personality. Call back to the tsundere cactus. There's no time to read random unimportant text. That's all I do! That's all I do! You can't stop me. Also, that was like the how to draw furries book, essentially. But it's how to draw dragons when you're also right in front of your dragon-like friend. What is this computer wallpaper? What age did you and your brother draw this at? Glad we didn't go to this cyber world. What the hell? Can we like toss some of your brother's CDs? No, I mean like a frisbee for fun. Come on. Come on. Sheva. We look. That's the same thing. They're all under the bed, I guess. There's $5 in your brother's drawer. Take it? Take it. You reluctantly borrowed $5. Look, if you didn't take it, he didn't need it, right? Toriel's just standing outside like, what? I raised this child. And they just disappear. Hey! Didn't know you owned a bird or something. That's my cage where I put my heart. I cut my heart out and then I put it in the cage so that I can have agency between episodes. The hell's this giant blood stain? Just use vinegar, dumbass. Vinegar and hot water cleans it up. Look, we don't have time to... Somehow, you and Susie made time to clean up the stain. Damn it, we're gonna be late. Damn it. Then the neurodivergent need to deal with this right now. Hey, how does your brother have all the prizes? Wait a sec. Excellent throw, Susie. You made it float. There you go. The Susie prize for having me over at your house. Close drawer. That's it. Bed. Really like how you nodded at or something. Right. Kris doesn't describe anything. It's all just gray. And it's just like bed, drawer. You could barely see it. A patch of sunlight that shouldn't be here. It felt different in your hand. And you knew what it was. What? What an eerie character. What are they up to? I get the feeling that they do genuinely like Susie at this point, even though this all opened up with Susie bullying us. It seems like they genuinely want Susie around and might even be... I wonder if they're creating the adventure just to make Susie stick around, and it's going to increasingly come at the cost of other people, like Undyne, and be like a growing risk. Hell no. Wash your hands at church, Kris. What? What a bizarre sentence to say to me. There are many photos in the refrigerator. Old family photo. What are those little horns you're wearing? It's almost like you're trying to... Oh, you noticed that Kris doesn't belong in their own family. Everyone else is a goat, and Kris is a human. Azrael photo. Why did you Photoshop Ralsei to be... What? That's your brother? Yeah, now that I look at it, he looks, different. I said I get it. You can stop pointing out the differences. There we go. Azrael and Ralsei, anagrams of each other. Which does mean that Ralsei is also an anagram of half of a tutorial, but I don't know if I should stretch it that far. Somehow there's already... What? Oh, I forgot about the inserts. I didn't see those last chapter, I don't think. Somehow there's already white fur stuck in the drain. Gross. Is anyone gonna clean that up? There's some cinnamony batter caked on the stovetop. Ooh. The air conditioning is turned on. I should see if it's ruining my life or not. It's probably fine. Just might have to remember to do some manual noise removal passes like in the old days. Oh, don't miss that, but womp womp. Recording's hard. There's so many complications that come up when you're trying to do it well. And we live in buildings, we just live in boxes that just make noises all the time. The trash can. Well-watered flowers are blooming inside. What? 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 Wait, what are you talking about? Cookie cutters for gingerbread monsters and gingerbread humans. It's a landline phone, but you already have a cell phone. What? What'd you just call this thing? Chariel? No, come on, say it again. Oh, come on. It's a TV. Its antenna was broken, but it's been taped up. Alright, before you sealed the fountain, we managed to find Tenna in the Dark World. He was barely alive, but the Pippins and Shadow Guys told me how to fix him. So I tried patching him up. Hope it worked out. Your mom kinda wants to throw him out, though. Let's find a new home for him fast, okay, Kris? So Tenna has been saved on some level. There's an off-screen thing, but it also just like shows how much Susie cares at this point. Like Kris didn't check in on this because Kris doesn't care and doesn't really engage with Tenna. But Susie actually put in the work and went back and figured out how to keep him alive, seemingly. And is also making the connection to the real-life object and being like, oh shit, we need to worry about this Toy Story 2-ass TV. We have to worry about whether or not it's gonna be abandoned and, you know, go Toy Story 3 and then it's gonna be accepting its own death and, Alright, we're here. Now Kris, Susie, I have to prepare for choir now. You two behave yourselves, alright? Yeah, of course. Don't have to tell me twice. Kris, show Susie where to sit down, alright? Guess we gotta go through that big door. Unless you want to look around first. Oh, right, let's skip out. It's what I would say if your mom didn't ask us. It's a fire extinguisher. For some reason, you have the feeling Susie will say something stupid about it. They should make one of these that shoots whipped cream. Got it. Nailed it. Ready. What's with those boards in the foreground? What do they do? It's a bookshelf full of hymnals and scripture. Some copies of Lord of the Hammer. Kris, go get jugs. We're keeping this. Actually, stop. There's a motion sensor to stop free drinks. Damn. Well, at least we got the free what? We got the free milk. What? Go get jugs, we're keeping this. We start throwing holy water at our opponents. There's an altar full of hope candles. Each one has a person's name on it. Azrael, Asgore, Kris. Your mother must have lit those ones. Susie pretended to blow out your candle. Happy birthday, loser. You're dead now. That's how that works. It's the door to some sort of office. Seems like a decent place for clues. Let's not break in when your mom is around, though. She's probably got a sixth sense for you doing something wrong. Oh my god, you're so young that you think that parents have superpowers still. You hear various people rehearsing inside. Damn. We don't have to sing too, do we? When I was little, I remember being somewhere like this. Got in trouble for yelling the wrong song. Like, how am I supposed to know the melody the first time? Or where the song starts, or ends, or whatever. My face when children are children. Gasp. Hell yeah, back at the bus. Your mom can barely see us back here. You aren't gonna sleep, are you? Sleep through service, watch service? Are you gonna lay on Ralsei's shoulder or on Susie's shoulder? Fascinatingly surreal to have a played straight church full of like little cartoon monsters. Yeah, she'd probably notice if you started snoring. Is that the fast food worker guy? It's the gay knights with their lumberjack jackets. There's a Christmas guy in the front. There's his daughter in the choir. So, Toriel's being framed as being extremely religious in that the dress she's wearing all the time seems to be actually from here, it's the one that we saw her wearing in the original game. But now everyone, or at least multiple characters are wearing it. Bodies varying and whatnot. I assume the turtle's talking. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming again today on this glorious day of days. Please stand for the opening song. I'm very bouncy. Heaven knows the story that we've borne from our hearts, of the shadows cutting deep and the heroes that save us. Heaven knows the beauty of the soul, and we weep to the majesty and pray we not forget the tale of Deltarune. They said the name of the game. It's trippy to encounter lyrics when you're used to hearing like the overall rhythm and everything. Not the rhythm, you're used to the melody, so then having lyrics show up later is always a bit of a surprise. You may now close your hymnals. Is that how you pronounce that? I'm used to the word hymns, I'm not used to the word that continuing for another syllable. Hey, I didn't know Noelle was so good at singing. Damn. Let's wave lighteners next time. Lighters. I'm ready for the word lighteners, which is a really silly, weird word in this game, so I forgot the word lighters. Damn, let's wave lighters next time. Now for the reading of the holy words. Everyone please welcome Caddy Kattenheimer to the stand. Like, hey everybody, what's up? Is this thing on? Lol. Caddy, do you, have the reading papers? No, I'm, like, good. I, like, memorized it. You, memorized it. Yeah! Like, so is everyone, like, ready to rock? Woo! 3, 2, 1, gozies! Oh my god, so, like, the angel... It has like this cool I can't read this, it's impossible. Damn it. Oh, she's immediately fucking up. I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but It's like heroes, and they're like so cool. They have like swords and stuff. And there's one with like horns. He's honestly so cute. I mean, they're like aren't in pictures, but like I don't care why. I just imagine he like so cute. Oh, like pinch his cheeks and give him pumpkin pie. Give him like a fat-free cat. God damn it. We have like such a huge pile of, God kill me. There's so many moments where I'm like, I can't read the text as it's being presented in these episodes. Because we could be like any of us, you know? The hero could be any of us. So that's like the thing, like, we gotta keep in mind we could all be someone that might change the world, right? We would all like be nice to each other, right? That's like the main thingy of our religion, you know? Like, just be nice to everyone. We're all family. No matter what kind of person or who they are. Like, we believe weird crap, and we're told... don't know who's gonna grow up to be a hero. Like, maybe, like, I'm actually a hero too? Like, maybe I'm keeping a secret from you guys. Psych, it's totally not me. Or is it? Like, totally keep you guessing, right? And yeah, like, okay, yeah, it's not the whole thing. Maybe bad things happen in the story too. Like, what's it called? A calamity? But, like, it's like, oh, cool, because, like, okay, actually, I don't remember what happens. I always fell asleep during the reading, TVH, lol. Oh my god, like, while I'm up here, can I get a shout out? Like, shout out by my mom and dad, who aren't embarrassed right now. Hey, mom and dad, did you do good? And like, shout out to my little sister, who couldn't make it here today. I'm calling her out. I don't care what she's doing, communing with demons or something, lol. Yeah, she like does that. She should come here and like bask in like some totally holy time, or lap her tongue in the holy bowl, cat drinking. Oh my god, what? Is that for drinking? Oh my god, I kept drinking it because I was thirsty, lol. OMG. And then she's just laughing. I'm losing my goddamn mind. That might be the end of it. It's just looping now. I don't remember now. I think the alligator or crocodile over here in the bottom left, middle left, I guess. Isn't that the other one where they both like ran a shop together in Undertale? Like, I think near the end. I think that's Alphys right above. Yeah. Kris, you didn't bring anything to do, did you? Look in pocket for fun. Let's pay attention. I mean, I wonder what the deal is with this place. Jeez, look at you acting so holy. Come on. Don't think I haven't heard the rumors. You know, when you and Caddy were kids. Didn't you try to summon a demon? Is Caddy gonna be like a main character in this one? That would make sense, actually, given they often set up somebody from the main world and then bring them in. I'm surprised they even let you in here. Or is it the sister? And again, this place does seem pretty tolerant. Huh? Fruit juice? If I can last until the end, we'll get fruit juice? Is that the reason you're trying to pay attention? We have to bribe the children. I keep forgetting just how young Susie is, because I keep thinking she's like 16. And these are like tiny baby elementary students, aren't they? Aw, the reading's over? Oh well. The freaking foam finger. Is that her mom? Is the cat in the choir one of her parents? Thus concludes the first reading. Now, for today's sermon, we once again share a passage by my late father, Gerson Boom. He always managed to put into words what we could never quite say ourselves. Now let us begin. We shall never know the pieces of the prophecy lost to time. But was everything important truly written down in those words? Myself, I see a blank page as an invitation to write, to take the future and... Listening to this, your eyes became heavy. This is always a very frustrating moment, I'm sure, for fandoms, is when the protagonist is about to get what might be exposition that they're hungry for in these brief, infrequent games, and then the protagonist doesn't pay attention. You're like, you no, and it's like that's often like an inherent jab, like an intentional jab of the creator having fun with them. Kris, hey, Kris, get up. Fruit punch. You don't have any time to waste. You have to get to the bottom of this. The bottom of these two sweet, sweet cups of juice. Ding. Oh my god. Ah. Church flavor. Anyway, you go ask around the shelter for you go ask around about the shelter codes. Me? I'll make sure there's nothing hidden. At the bottom of this punch. In here. Oh my god. Susie's just a gem. Completely hopeless at being able to solve this mystery at all, but womp womp. And this is all nonsense because Kris knows the code. Kris can already go in. Kris is in on this stuff and probably is the knight. So like, it's just everything's bad. Everything's bad. Glass is 0% red, 0% yellow. Oh, my glass. 29% red juice. You carefully titrated the juice into your glass. Add yellow juice. Juice added. Whoa. I've got a 50-50 juice. Drink name, try this. Try this, it's orange juice. Oh no. Wait, I can keep adding? You already have 100% juice. This is the limits of your power. What's going on up here? Code? If you mean the code to success, look at my man and my girl. They knocked out the whole damn congregation. Way to go, family. My little girl kicked butt today. My big girl, too. Huh? Code? Locked door? I'm a simple man, Kris, but my genius daughter will know. Chrissy! OMG, you came to see me? So cute. Huh? Code? Locked? Huh? Sorry, don't get it. But Noelle knows a lot about being locked out. And, like, codes are for nerds. LOL. Locked out? What did you do? Did you lock out Noelle? A little, mix that up a little bit. Fuck it, this is the cool snake. Kris, follow. Supposed to be fooled, but he types things out. He misspells his speech on purpose, I guess. Kris, fooled you. Bet you thought it was catty. Today's game was wild. I think we won. What? What? Codes? Sorry, don't know that. Never will. Been real. For her, I go to the big church match as her substitute player. For me, she covered in hair always. We do what? The other can't. Why do you speak like this? What is the everything you're doing? Today is a cartoon fishbone grill for all the girls of the house. We are crunching bones. We are feminists. What? The congregation was massacred. They got shut down. No one will ever come here again. Kattenheimers stay winning. You defeated Church in the spectator sport. What is happening in this chunk of everything? All right. Ah, Kris, it is most wonderful to see you worshipping here today. And with a friend, too. Did you seek something from me? Bangin' sermon, my man. Thank you, Kris. Ha ha. Although I did see that it put you to sleep. I know. I do not exactly have a flair for entertainment. That's why I don't write my own sermons or anything anymore. I don't think my father could rest well knowing I was tarnishing his legacy. Damn. Dumping a lot on me right now. Kris, do you seek something from me? Asgore. Ah, your father. He typically comes here at night. He prays much for you, Kris. For Asriel, Toriel, Rudy, and his flowers, too. You should join your mother in praying for him as well. Enter the shelter. Kris, I do not know what you are experiencing recently, but... Kris, please, look to the angel for guidance. I will pray for you as well. That's an interesting reaction. Kris, stay away from the shelter. More explicit there. Asgore again. That poor man, it seems the angel has made a difficult path for him. So you can almost always speak about anything twice. Kris, it's good you can get some sleep, even if it's from my words. This is a day of rest after all. Shelter? No, no. Now you know that's not a wholesome place. You could stand to learn a thing or two from that polite young man, Berkeley. Just the other day, that young man told me you wave dash. It's Smash Brothers. Now, I haven't told your mother, but please, for dear shame. What the fuck? It's always the thing where the adults like the worst kid. She's shyly running a cup of juice through her gills. Huh. Code? No clue. I don't go here. I just randomly decided to today. By the way, that girl's reading was like so bad. It was so awful you can't help but smile, you know? Like, what does that girl think she knows? Think she'll go to the dinner after this? I mean, I am. Guess I have to watch her to make sure she doesn't go. Kris, I'll get to the bottom of this juice. You get to the bottom of the clues. Clues. Whatever. The longer you trip, the more I'm gonna sip. Alright. Hi, Kris. Kind of funny seeing you here without Asriel. Faha. What? You laugh weird. Calling you out. Nice singing. Huh? Thanks. Where'd that come from? I don't think you've ever complimented me before. Faha. Alright, like fa la 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 la, because freaking you're a Christmas person. I don't get it. You know, if you wanted to join the choir, you could. I always liked hearing you play the piano. I mean, sometimes I always liked hearing you, yeah, same as before. Locked door? Huh? You mean, how I got locked out of my house? That's why I used to end up at your place sometimes. You know, you'd help me break into my home, and break into my own room. Even then, my mom never gave your family a spare key. She never even kept anything at City Hall either. No keys, no documents, no handmade gifts, anything. Everything important she always keeps locked down at home. Felt like useful information. Break into her house. Oh, I see. That wasn't a question at all. You're just repeating the same words like a parrot. I shouldn't have answered so seriously. What? Locked door. Locked door. Locked door. Key. Huh? Key? You don't mean I was singing off key? Oh, Dad just turned around. Kris, don't tease Noelle. Yeah, or kick your ass. Dad! Rudy. But he's right, Kris. Tutorial. Kris, I'm getting better at singing, you know. The times of you covering your ears while I scream jingle bells, those are over, you know? Are they, though? Hey, Christmas. Look who decided to crawl out of their little igloo. Oh. Famously not a good way to respond to people. Oh, you're antisocial. Oh, you don't come out much. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, the behavior I want to encourage is happening. I better call you out in a way that makes you feel really awkward and judged and observed. Discouraging future instances of you doing the thing that I want you to do? Don't do that, adults. Don't. Wow, look who decided to grace us with their presence. Oh, look who came out. Like, don't. You're not supposed to. Don't acknowledge that. That makes people not want to do it again. It reinforces why they don't come out. Asgore? I am grateful for your wife's. Carol's. Your wife's financial support to him. Why don't you just say her name? I just wish she did not support his, you know what. His you know what? One more word and you're soaked, Mr. Holiday. One more word. Oh. Damn. Really went it. You just spilled fruit juice on purpose all over his Christmas sweater. I think that's a capital offense. What was I supposed to say, sweetheart? Hey, if you don't support his you-know-what, that just means we gotta. Kris, please bring up a new topic. Noelle. Noelle, your singing has gotten so lovely. You, Kris and Asriel should perform sometime. Huh? It would be nice to go caroling together. Kris will sing swears. Kris will sing swears. Kris will sing swears. Oops. Key. Key lime pie? Boy, do I have some memories of that. Not here, Rudy. This is a holy place. What does that mean? So he does not have multiple lines. Sorry, honey. I'm still catching up with Rudy. You and Susie can go home earlier if you want to. Mm-hmm. It is interesting to not be, like, shepherded around necessarily by your parents because you just are in a community where you just walk to your destination that easily and just get back. That's not how suburban sprawl tends to work here in California. You're pretty much just stuck with car